Hello, welcome to this short Eager.Academy video on the power of wind. And we would like to pay attention to this subject because wind is often one of the main causes of severe accidents in the lifting industry. And what we see is that people just underestimate the power of wind. And it is quite simple to do a few checks and to avoid any risk here. So let's have a look how we can tackle this subject. I would like to start with a clear reference. It is the big accident happened in 1999 during lifting of big roof panels for the Milwaukee Stadium in Wisconsin in the United States.
What's going on here? Okay, watch it, watch it!
Yeah, and one of the main causes here was with the power of wind. And to avoid this kind of big disasters, it's pretty simple to do a few checks before the start of a lift. First of all, you have to check the surface area of the load. Do a calculation there. Make sure that you know the surface area. Then, of course, the power of wind, the wind speed resulting in a wind pressure. We will see how we can calculate this. Then, looking at the crane, you have to be familiar with the maximum allowable wind speed for the specific configuration in use. And upon start of an operation, you have to double check on the wind speed forecast. And we will see how we can receive these data. First of all, we will calculate the surface area of the load and the force out of wind. Now, the surface area is given in this formula. It's the projected area, it's the wind catching area perpendicular to the direction of the wind, multiplied with the so-called drag coefficient. And this drag coefficient depends on the shape of the load of the body, and this multiplied with the projected area gives the surface area. Then this formula will result in the force out of wind, where we have this density of air. It's an average of 1.25 kilogram per cubic meter being in use in the lifting industry. Here we got the wind speed in meter per second, and we got this surface area. And with this formula, we will be able, it's pretty simple, to calculate the force out of wind. Why is this surface area of the load so important? Because the European standard EN 13000 already includes a projected area of 1 square meter per ton of load in your capacity chart. So every crane manufacturer who designs a crane in accordance with this EN 13000 already considered a projected area of 1 square meter, a drag coefficient of 1.2, so resulting in a surface area of 1.2 square meter per ton of load. As an example, we just have a capacity chart here, which is designed in accordance with the EN 13000, with a maximum allowable wind speed of 9.8 meter per second and with at a radius of 34 meters a load of 64.1 ton. So this means that a projected area of 64.1 square meter is already included in this chart, with a drag coefficient of 1.2. We have a surface area of 76.9 square meter. And so you will be able to calculate the force out of wind, which is 4,660 Newton. But what is also important is that you have to check the surface area or the projected area of your load, whether it's beyond this 76.9 square meter, or that it's well within this 76.9 square meter. If it's beyond, then you really have to recalculate the situation, and you have to reduce the maximum allowable wind speed for this specific lift. So what should we do when the projected area or the surface area of our load is much bigger than the one considered already in our capacity? We can calculate the maximum allowable wind speed in accordance with this formula. And just as an example, we are going to lift a load of 60 ton with a crane in the sheet before, having a projected area of 120 square meter and a drag coefficient of 1.3. Now, the Vmax was given as 9.8 meter per second. With these figures we can calculate the surface area. We have a load of 60 ton, so we will be able to calculate the Vmax at 4.13 meter per second. Now what you can see here is lifting a load with a big projected area and a big drag coefficient will result in let's say quite a reduction of your maximum allowable wind speed. So it's something really to be checked before starting a lift. When we are talking about wind speed, it is very important that we use the right figures. Listen to the radio, you often get a Beaufort number in accordance with the Beaufort scale. But this Beaufort scale gives you the average wind speed over a period of 10 minutes at a level of 10 meters above ground or sea level. And this is a speed which is not important in the lifting business, because here we use the 3-second wind gust speed at the maximum height of the crane. And that's when you, for instance, look at this table, makes quite a difference. When you have this speed at the, let's say the Beaufort scale, 10.7 at a Beaufort 5. When you have a crane with a boom height of 100 meters, you have to consider is 19.1 meter per second. So there is quite a difference in using this 3-second wind gust speed at the height of the boom tip. And it's of course important that you, when you are checking your wind speed, that you use this figure at the height of the boom. Now you have double checked on your surface area of the load and the maximum allowable wind speed. It is important to get a reliable wind forecast. We use often the windfinder.com with a indication of also the gust speed, which is of course important for your crane operations. Another source could be the meteo of an airport or a port in the area you are working in. It's important to have this kind of reliable forecast before starting a lift. So it's clear, better double check on the influence of wind than to say sorry after the accident. And we've seen it's pretty simple. You can easily check the surface area of your load, checking the maximum allowable wind speed for the configuration in use, and find a location where to get a reliable wind forecast. So those three elements should be double checked before setting up a lift and starting an operation. Now, I would like to thank you for your attention, and just in case you have any questions or you need some assistance, just send me an email to academy@eager.one and we will get back to you. Thank you again, and bye-bye.